Have you ever faced a door slamming shut right in front of you, only to realize later that it was the best thing that ever happened? Initially, rejection always leaves a pain. A project you poured your heart into, only to go bankrupt. A relationship you placed all your trust in, but which ultimately broken. An opportunity that seemed within reach, yet slipped away before your eyes. It makes our hearts ache, leaving a void that seems impossible to fill. But the truth is, rejection doesn't just bring pain. It's also a secret door, quietly opening, forcing us to change, to get back up, and to discover an inner strength we hadn't recognized before. In this video, we will explore 10 Stoic lessons that help you reverse your situation, turning rejection into the power to rise up. These aren't empty platitudes to soothe you, but practical strategies you can apply immediately, so that every time a door slams shut, it's no longer a failure, but a stepping stone to a stronger version of yourself. And if you are also on a journey to cultivate your resilience, join us by hitting subscribe. Who knows, the story you share might become an inspiration to someone else out there. This journey begins the moment you dare to face rejection and transform it into strength. Lesson 1. Master the first reaction. The moment immediately after being rejected is the harshest. Your heart races and your mind is turbulent. You want to scream, to send a long message to justify yourself. You want to disappear so no one sees your shame. But that very moment is the true crossroads. You can let your emotions explode and pay the price for thoughtless actions. Or you can stop, take a deep breath, and pull yourself out of that vortex. By just slowing down for one breath, you give yourself the chance to master the situation. The Stoics believed that there is always a gap between the event and the reaction. They called it the golden gap. That space might be very short, just a few seconds, but it is where you hold all the power. Instead of letting emotion decide your fate, you use reason to choose your response. You can tell yourself, I am angry, I am hurt, but this feeling is not everything. Merely recognizing the emotion is enough to reduce its power. Like a warrior on the battlefield, amid the clash of swords and the sight of blood, the one who fails is the one who lets panic overtake their mind. The winner is the one who can remain calm for just one breath and turn that breath into an advantage. You are the same. In the first few moments of rejection, others may see your confusion, your anger, or your steady composure, and that is what defines who you are. Rejection is not what determines your worth. How you react to it is what defines you. Lesson 2. Release your mind. After enduring the initial shock of rejection, many people remain stuck in a familiar loop. The more they think, the more they torment themselves. You lie awake all night, replaying every moment. If only I had said something different. If only I had done better. If only. These thoughts are like a needle endlessly spinning in a broken clock. They don't move you forward. They just keep you fixed in a past moment. The Stoics remind us, what has happened is beyond your control. Continuing to let your mind cling to it is simply choosing to put shackles on yourself. Rejection doesn't kill you. The obsession with it is what wears you down. So, practice letting go. Not by denying or pretending you're not hurt, but by putting the event in its proper place, a past incident, not the center of your life. Tell yourself, I failed, but this failure doesn't define me. It's just a small part of my personal growth journey. Letting go doesn't mean indifference. It means choosing to direct your energy toward what nourishes you. Instead of sitting and nursing the wound, read a new book, start a new skill, or meet people who make you feel valuable. Each small action is like opening another door in your mind, showing you that the world is still vast, and one rejection cannot shrink your entire horizon. Lesson 3. The power of silence. After a rejection, the natural human reaction is to want to explain, to justify, and even to prove that the other person was wrong, to underestimate you. We often rush to seek attention. One more message, one more call, one more explanation. But the harder we try, the more we lose our own dignity. The Stoics choose a different path. Silence. Silence is not surrender, and it is certainly not cold indifference. Silence is a declaration. It shows that you are stable enough not to need an explanation, confident enough not to beg, and self-controlled enough not to be dragged into other people's emotional games. Imagine a noisy room where everyone is competing to speak. The one who talks the most is often forgotten the quickest. But the person who chooses silence at the right time, with calm eyes and an unwavering attitude, that very silence becomes the most powerful voice. In life, when you are rejected or underestimated, try to step back and take a pause. Don't rush to justify yourself. Don't try to desperately gain attention. Let silence become the mirror. Others may see in it your tranquility, your self-respect, and a hidden affirmation. My worth is not dependent on your approval. Silence is also a gift to yourself. It gives you time to listen to your inner voice, to reflect on your emotions, and to regain balance before moving forward. And it is in that pause that you realize you don't need to win every argument, because the greatest victory is maintaining your inner peace. Rejection may make others speak up, but your composure in silence is the echo that lasts the longest. Lesson 4. Don't beg for attention. One of the biggest mistakes after being rejected is trying everything to cling to the attention of others. A message sent, just hoping they read it. An awkward action just to get noticed. A boastful effort just to hear a word of praise. But ultimately, all these attempts only make us smaller in our own eyes. The Stoics clearly understood this. True worth doesn't come from the eyes of others, but from whether you are living in accordance with your own dignity. When you seek validation at any cost, you give away your inner strength and turn yourself into someone dependent. Try to pause and ask yourself, am I doing this because I genuinely want to, or just to get someone's attention? If the answer leans towards the latter, it's time for you to turn your focus back to yourself, to your values, your work, and the goals that are truly meaningful to you. Don't waste time performing for an audience that doesn't care. Instead, invest your energy into actions that make you proud. Learning a new skill, finishing a pending task, or simply living a day fully. When you focus on yourself, attention is no longer something you have to beg for. It becomes the natural consequence of the value you radiate. A wise person doesn't need to be loud to prove themselves. They walk their own path, quietly but steadily. And it is that self-reliance that creates the strongest attraction. Lesson 5. Prove them wrong. When rejected, the first instinct is often anger and a desire to retaliate. I'll show them. But if you stop only at this impulsive challenge, you'll be dragged into the meaningless game of seeking validation from others. The Stoics view proving them wrong differently. Not to please or seek revenge, but to transform that doubt into fuel for growth. Let the rejection become the motivation for you to train, to become better than you were yesterday, and to advance so far that their doubt dissolves on its own. When someone says you're not capable, don't waste energy arguing. Quietly learn, sharpen your skills, and let your results speak for you. When someone underestimates you, don't let bitterness consume your mind. Turn that pain into a stepping stone so you become more steadfast and clear-sighted. And when success knocks, you'll realize the important thing wasn't what they thought. but what you prove to yourself. It's like a seed thrown onto the ground with a sneer. It will never grow. But over time, through sunlight and rain, that seed germinates and grows into a strong tree. Its very existence is the most powerful evidence. Proving them wrong isn't about living in opposition to others. It's about living to break free from your old limitations. And once you've gone far enough, you'll see. The greatest victory isn't silencing them, but making yourself stop doubting yourself. Lesson 6. Rediscover joy. After a rejection, the familiar reaction for many is to withdraw. We stay locked in our rooms, avoid friends, and sink into gloomy thoughts. But that silence isn't peace. It's a form of self-imprisonment within pain. The Stoics remind us, to heal, you must step back out. You must rediscover the joy in life. It doesn't have to be anything monumental. Sometimes it's just a morning run under the sun, an evening conversation with friends, or simply picking up a new book. When you allow yourself to live joyfully again, you are sending a powerful message to yourself. I am not drowning because of one rejection. Joy acts like an antidote. It softens the painful edges and opens up a space for you to breathe, helping you see that the world still holds countless good things in store. Try doing something you've put off, step into a new experience, or meet new people. Every smile, every warm moment, every small memory will become a brick rebuilding your faith in life. And when you look back, you'll see, joy never actually left you. You just closed yourself off too tightly behind the door of hurt. Rediscovering joy is not about forgetting the pain, but about reminding yourself that, even when rejected, you still have a wide life to live, to love, and to grow. Lesson 7. Demonstrate your value. Rejection often makes us feel worthless. Being left out of a meeting, being passed over for an opportunity, or being underestimated. All these create the feeling of becoming invisible. But the Stoics don't see this as the end. They view it as a challenge that helps them grow stronger. In your career, you might not be given the opportunity you desired. Instead of dwelling in dissatisfaction, use that very moment to create new value. Proactively take on extra responsibilities or master a skill that none of your colleagues possess yet. When you turn the void left by others into a stage for yourself, you transform rejection into a stepping stone to shine. In relationships, not being acknowledged or being undervalued can deeply hurt us. But instead of trying to cling to attention, live a life that makes you proud. Let your actions, your consistency, your kindness, your daily progress become the clearest affirmation of your worth. Like a flame in the dark, light spreads naturally. And once you've proven your worth through your deeds, you not only make others see you differently, but you also make yourself realize that worth has always been within you, just waiting to be awakened. Don't let rejection extinguish your flame. Use it like a wind to make the fire within you burn brighter. Lesson 8. Build social worth through self-development. One common reaction after rejection is trying to climb the social ladder quickly, just to prove you deserve recognition. But rushed recognition is often fragile, easily dissolving like soap bubbles. The Stoics teach us that true worth doesn't come from how many people know your name, but from the person you have become. Instead of chasing the approval of others, turn inward to cultivate yourself. Invest in your wisdom, your health, and the skills that help you live a meaningful life. When you become stronger, more skilled, and kinder, you not only elevate yourself, but also raise the community you belong to. Think of a person in a group. They don't need to show off. Yet everyone seeks them out when they need advice, help, or a role model to follow. They build their reputation not through noise, but through the value they patiently accumulate over the years. That is the kind of lasting status that no one can take away. because it is built from within. Building social worth is not a race to win or lose. It is a journey of elevating yourself so that you can uplift others. And this quiet process of growth will make you a pillar of support, one that is unassuming but powerful enough to create profound influence. When you focus on self-development, recognition will arrive naturally, as an inevitable consequence. Because a life lived true to its values automatically shines, and that light will spread, guiding those around you. Lesson 9. Be kind, but maintain distance. After being rejected or underestimated, the natural human reaction is either to freeze into cold indifference or, conversely, to try too hard to prove that you are fine. But both approaches cause you to lose your balance. The Stoics choose a different path: to be kind, but maintain distance. This means you can still smile, still greet them, and still treat the other person with minimum courtesy. But you do not give them your heart, and you do not allow your mood to fluctuate based on their reaction. Kindness helps you keep your dignity. Distance helps you keep your peace. When you combine these two elements, you neither fall into hatred nor turn yourself into a weak person controlled by others' validation. Imagine a river. It flows calmly through rough terrain, bringing life everywhere it goes. It doesn't stop to argue with the rocks, nor does it allow them to halt its journey. You are the same. You still extend kindness, but you don't allow anyone to have the power to damage your inner peace. The Stoics believe that true strength lies not in becoming cold or rejecting everyone, but in the ability to be open enough not to become bitter, while maintaining enough distance to protect your inner serenity. Be kind to others, but remain loyal to your own peace. That is how you maintain freedom in your soul. Lesson 10. Turn rejection into fuel. Every time we are rejected, we often see it as a wall blocking our path. But with the Stoic spirit, rejection isn't a wall that holds you back. It's fuel to propel you further. It's like the compression force of a spring. The more it's pressed down, the more powerfully it will rebound. Recall the times you were hurt by failure. It was those very moments that forced you to learn a new skill, change a habit, or become stronger. Without that rejection, perhaps you would still be standing. This means that within every no from others, there is always a hidden reminder: move forward. The important thing isn't to avoid rejection, but to transform it into motivation. Instead of letting the pain consume you, let it empower you. Instead of asking, "Why me?" ask, "What do I do next?" Every time you are turned away is an opportunity for you to redefine your path, reaffirm your values, and become a tougher version of yourself. The Stoics don't seek to eliminate adversity. They learn to embrace it, turning it into an ally. Because ultimately, rejection is just raw material. You are the one who decides whether to turn it into ashes or into the strength that launches you forward. Let every rejection become a brick that builds your inner fortress. And when you look back, you will see those moments you thought you had fallen are precisely what created the strength that keeps you standing today. We have just covered 10 Stoic lessons for facing rejection. And if you look back, you'll realize every single lesson revolves around one sole principle: maintaining mastery over yourself. Because rejection, by its very nature, does not define you. It is merely a mirror, reflecting whether you have enough composure, enough resilience, and enough determination to turn pain into power. A slammed door can make you collapse in despair. But it can also become the push that makes you stand up, step further, and become a more resilient version of yourself. The decision rests in your hands. The Stoics do not wish for a life without rejection. They wish for an inner self strong enough not to be defeated by it. And that is the gift these lessons offer you today. If you feel these principles are valuable, please like, share, and subscribe to spread the Stoic spirit to more people. And don't forget to leave a comment below. Perhaps your thoughts will become a source of inspiration for someone else on their journey. Rejection is not the end. It is the beginning of a new strength, a strength that lies right within you.